Hey y'all, what's going on? Cliff with GI Mechanics Scale Modeling. So we're going to try something here a little different. This is actually the game Wreckfest, and does it come up in a couple different comments. Basically go through what different type cars and stuff like that. So this is the PS4 console. I've got a lot of shit unlocked. So let's go through here and look at some of the cars that we have. So this car right here is what they call the double decker. It's like a 240 or RX-7, might be a Toyota Supra with a Volkswagen Beetle mounted on top of it. Let's do something different with the sorting. Alright, we'll put it in alphabetical order and go this way. Okay, so anyway, these here are favorites. This here is like a little Toyota MR2 with a bunch of armor stuff on it. This one here is the Bullet. This one is actually in a similar theme that Senior drove. This one here is makeshift General Lee, which would be your Charger. This here is a little Thrasher. This is the one that Senior used to do. It's like a early 80s, probably like an 81, 82 square body Chevy. Step side, popular kit you could probably do for this is the 78 step side, maybe change the grill out or get something a little different as far as grill. I mean, this don't have to be like exact, but these are just some of the different vehicles that you could use. The Rebel Rat, I want to say that looks like a AMX Javelin, definitely a AMC. Kind of looks almost like a Javelin. Now, all these might not be, you know, exactly correct due to some licensing things, but you get the general drift. There is actual stock car in here, so you could probably do something with this as far as those West model car works there, how they got like the sprint cars and stuff like that. They got a lawnmower. This is something you could probably like 3D print, you know, just do whatever. The Buggy, which is your basically Volkswagen Beetle. The Firefly, which kind of looks like a European style sedan. Not 100% sure what it could be like. Maybe like a Aston Martin or something European. This one here is another European compact car. I almost want to say it kind of almost looks like an Opel, but it's not an Opel. So something along the lines of there. If anybody over on overseas side of things and stuff like that, you know. This one here is the Killer BS, which is basically a sport version of it. Let's see. Then we got this one, which is kind of cool. This is called the Killer Pig. This one looks like a Mini Cooper. It's got a pig on its ass. So, this is actually like pretty cool for the most part. So you could do something like that. They got Nexus RS, which is basically your Honda Civic hatchback, popular from like the 90s. They got the Outlaw, which would be like your 32, 34, like Ford, Chevy, whatever coupe. Be like 32 Ford coupe. You know, put some fancy, you know, bumpers on it, and the particular kit, if you want to do like a hard top, you could even probably do convertible or just put a cage in that 32 kit that Ollie's has. So funny thing about this one, this is your actual Mini Cooper, and I know they make fancy thing, and it's actually kind of cool because even though I don't have the rights for it, but it's even got a Tamiya logo on the ass end. But there you go. There's a little Mini Cooper for them guys who want to build something small. The Super Van is a fancy little three-wheeled vehicle. It's just interesting to say the least. Doesn't turn to save its life. You just gotta figure out how to do it. It's basically like a tricycle. And then, of course, you've got your 80s, 90s, at least your 80s F-Body, Pontiac, Firebird, Chevy Camaro, whatever you kind of feel like. And that's what I mean. You'll see that in the game because that don't necessarily look like a Firebird front end. But then you scroll around to the back and you can tell it's a Firebird ass end. So that's where they kind of get the idea to kind of put, you know, together. So here's the Cardinal. This is like your Crown Vic, cop car. And then we got this one called the Dominator, which kind of looks like a Mercedes-Benz. It's European style. I wouldn't say a BMW. Maybe a Rolls-Royce. Something along them lines. And they got, like I said, the double-decker that I kind of covered. That's just like an interesting looking build. 240SX or RX-7. That's probably 240 with a Volkswagen Beetle on there. This here was one of Senior's kind of favorite race cars to run. It was basically like a Camaro with a Superbird clip on it. You can kind of tell just by the way the tail is and the way it, you know, the fancy thing with the big hood. This one you can't put any armor on, but you know, use it for like banger race, because even though this game is demo derby, that also has banger races, so you can tell some of the differences. This one here is a gate crash. This would be like your 70 Monte Carlo, like 78, 79, maybe even like a Laguna, you know, Chevy Laguna, Monte Carlo from that era. The Grand Duke is one of the heavier lead sleds. Kind of almost looks like a Chrysler Imperial. I wouldn't necessarily say Christine, but you could probably get away with doing that. But it's Chrysler Imperial, it kind of looks like. We've also got this fancy hearse, which it says it's a European car just because of kind of the way it looks. But the Surf Shark, if you wanted to make a hearse out of a Surf Shark, but I don't think this has got like a European front clip on it. So with that being said, you know, it could be do something like that, or just take a car and, you know, chop the ass off or extend it out. This one here is the Hornet. This looks like a BMW, kind of like a 3 Series BMW. Yeah. And then we got the Hot Shot, which the Hot Shot is the Tri-Fi 56, 57 Chevy shoebox. That you could do, and I know these kits are available. I may possibly do something along the lines of this. I have a rebuilder kit, so either this like 55, 56, 57, somewhere about in there, work out pretty good. The limousine, I'm not sure what you would use. You could probably cut something in half, put another piece of it in there. Looks like a cataract, or it might be an old Ford, but kind of looks a bit like a cataract. Might be a Ford, might be a crossbreed of a Ford and a Cadillac. Could be a Rinkin, stinking Rinkin. You've got the Panther RS. This one looks like one of them European style cars. Not 100% sure what exactly it looks like. I mean, it ain't got to be exact, but, you know. Here you go. Here's like an old Oldsmobile Cutlass. Or it could even be like an Impala. Like a mid-80s four-door Impala. But the only reason why I'm saying Oldsmobile is because of the way the three tail lights are in the back. Might be a Malibu too. We got the Rammer RS, which, like I said, it has like a weird looking kind of clip. Almost might be, I wouldn't say necessarily a Buick, but looks like a GM, maybe like an Impala, or maybe another Oldsmobile. Could be just a Malibu. Could even maybe be, no, I don't think they had Novas that looked like that, but now this one here is your Oldsmobile or your Buick, or basically your NASCAR would be like a Buick Regal, Oldsmobile, a GM style NASCAR, but Buick, Pontiac, somewhere in there. They got this road cutter, which, I don't know, it looks kind of almost like a Dodge Valiant, or maybe, I don't know, there ain't really much. I mean, it almost looks like it could be like a Dodge Swinger or Dodge Valiant. I don't really know a whole lot. It almost looks like it's like a Dodge of some sort. So like I said, it's all kind of semi-generic. You know, you got your Camaro Firebird, 70s style Camaro Firebird. And then, of course, you've got this one, which looks like the same, like an older Firebird from like the late 60s, early 70s. Could be like a, could be like a Chrysler, could be a Javelin, could be a Maverick, maybe Ford Maverick. Not 100% sure. Could be based on an actual Firebird. Let's see. We've got our Star Beast, which is like your Chevelle, or even your Olds Hearst 442, like 70s, like early 70s GM G-body. This one here is like Toyota or Datsun, Japanese car. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily Japanese, but a European car. Could be like an Opel or Holden, or I don't know, whatever they got overseas. This Wild King, like I said, could be like a Javelin AMX. Could even be like a Mustang Boss. Yeah, I guess you could find whatever. And then, of course, this one right here, this is one of the ones that the senior was kind of talking about. This one right here would be like your 50s Cadillac. You know, the big fins, big fenders, the big ass. So, we're just saying, the Surfshark would be like the prime candidate for this particular thing, or unless you wanted to do a different kit, but that right there, like I said, would be the 50s, maybe even, you know, well, the Ecto is the Surfshark, just reboxed with a little extra shit. Let's see, we got the Boomer, which is another Lake European style car. Might be like a MK or MG or I don't know, something small. They got this Bulldog, which looks like a big luxury car of some sort. I don't know whereabouts it's from, but it's got a cool kind of slicked back, round nose front end. The Gorby. This here also looks like Lada, or like a Niva Lada. One of them, like in Russia. You don't drive car drive you. You know. That looks like a Lada, Slavic looking car. They got this Gremlin, which I'm not 100% sure really what that looks like. Maybe like a Ford Granada or hatchback. It says it's from the European region, so I don't know. Maybe it's Holden or Vauxhall. I'm not 100% sure. It's just something different. Fuck. And I just spilled my coffee. No, not a big deal. And this right here, we have, looks like a Nissan Skyline. Looks like an R32 Nissan Skyline, or a Datsun. Let's see, this one right here is the Rocket, which is basically your Ford Mustang from the 60s, and which is basically your Ford Mustang from the 60s. Don't mind me. This one here looks like a hybrid. It's called like the Sandstorm. It's got like paddle tires, buggy body. So let's see what else we got. We got the Speed Demon, which, like I said, that looks like another like a Nissan 240 Datsun Asian type of car. We also have the Sunrise Surprise, which is a Japanese car, which it looks like your Datsun or RX-7, something along them lines. We've got the Sweeper, which is I don't know, European style looking car. Not really sure from where, but it's like overseas. We got this TriStar, which is a Japanese car. Could be like a fair lady, not a fair lady, but, whoop, hold on, a little farther. We got the Trooper, which is a Jeep. So, the Jeep and stuff like that. Damn it. Gunther, I'm trying to clean up coffee and do this at the same time. Quit hitting the damn controller. Okay, so this right here is a Jeep. You know, probably CJ5, CJ7, TJ. Then we got Bugzilla, which is a badass Beetle monster truck. Let's see. It's got a big old supercharged V8 engine in it. Then you got the Doom Rig, which some of these are aftermarket DLC add-ons for the game itself. Come on. Damn thing. So this is the Doom Rig. Short wheelbase, cool looking like rig and stuff like that. Single axle. I don't know, you could do quite a bit with it per se. We got the Harvester. That's like typical. I don't know how you could make that, scratch build it. Motorhome, like Chevy, GM, motorhome. The school bus. You could probably make your own, cut something down, any scale. It's like your international school bus. What the hell? You got the step van, which is basically like that food delivery truck you could probably find. Also got a little twisted metal-ish going for it. Bumper car, this might be something you could probably 3D print, make up, do something. It's a little bumper car. Then you got the Honey Pot, one of my favorites. This one right here is the basically the shitter with the go-kart engine on it. It's got the fancy toilet paper roll up front. We've got the Pocket Rocket, which is basically a little mini dirt bike engine and like a little go-kart looking thing, a little 240Z, which is kind of cool. We got sofa car, got headers and wheels, and these are fun to ride up on the track to maw. Could be 3D printed. We got an El Camino or a Ranchero, but like your pickup style Ute or UTE. We got a Volvo wagon grocery getter, the Hammerhead. We got this mud digger, which is basically a K5 Blazer. And like I said, if you come across these with any sort of, get them as rebuilders. You ain't got to buy new with them. So this is weird because this looks like a Nissan, but the way the taillights are and stuff like that, it almost looks like a weird S10, but it could be like a Nissan, but I don't ever remember a Nissan having lights like that. Maybe it's a Chevy Love or it's a Toyota pickup. Actually, it's out of Japan, so it's probably a Toyota pickup or a Nissan pickup. We got the Vandal, which is the A-Team van, if you notice a little spoiler up there, and this has got windows in it. Or it could be even Dodge van by the taillights, could be GM van, could be whatever, but if you look at the front grille, it's, basically the same thing, but what kind of gives it that A-Team van is, if you look at the top little spoiler up there, kind of go with that. The War Digger is basically like your military square body Cuck V. Pretty much GM Chevy Cuck V. Got dually wheels, something along the lines of this. Got your RPGs, the rockets, fuel, you know, little camouflage thing, you know. And then of course we got Ford LTD wagon, big Jew canoe we like to call it. You know, see something that's running around like New York City or something like that. Got a funny little rocket up top, and I don't know, just random trivial things, but you know, Ford LTD station wagon. And that's at least what I've got for cars within my stash. They do have other stuff. Like with the upgrades, you can purchase like different bumpers and, you know, different upgrades. Like you can get engine upgrades, which are just in-game stuff, but different stuff you can do. Armor, you can get like different. Oh, this one's one of the specialty cars. Hold on. We'll mess around with this one for a minute. So we got our 32 or our 34 coupe, and we'll mess around with some of the like upgrades. Why didn't it choose car? You know, we'll just alright. So you can make all sorts of engine upgrades and stuff like that. Well, supposedly I want a new bumper. You can put all different kinds of bumpers on there, and they have different levels. Back bumpers, roll cages, side protection, different styles. You know, just all kind of depends. Like I said, it's a demo derby car. Have fun with it. Like window covering and the mesh, rebar, just. Then you got visual aids, different tires. Like you can change the wheels. You know, got some different ones. They're like tractor tires and fancy racing rims. They look like NASCAR rims. They got them that are already like pre-painted, and they don't necessarily have to match. You can have like different tires, and you know, you can pretty much go with, you know, whatever you want as far as wheels. There's so many different designs. Like maybe if you want to do something custom or whatever, like you got your centerline wheels, you got your slotted mags, you know, with different styles. You got different types of exhaust. Stock exhaust, like you got Outlaw. You can put it up through the hood or down the side, out the back. Gunther, chill. And then you got like the Crasher, which is like small zoomy types. Just regular side pipes, you know. Big old stacks coming out the hood. You ain't even got to run a hood. You know, just different stuff that you can do. So really what it boils down to is your imagination, and what you feel like building, and we'll go over some of the other ones that Terry liked to do, or if you need with that, just go check out the playlist. Alright y'all, it's Cliff with Jam Mechanic Scale Modeling. I'll catch you on the next one.